Hi, my name is Alvin, and today I have a 3v3 MERCS battle report between the CCC and Texico. Now it is important to note that I am not using the personal abilities for the MERCS. The personal abilities are a big part of the game, but I omitted today because I'm still kind of learning and I don't want to have to remember all the different abilities that the miniatures have. The CCC bought the leader, the demo, and the gunner, while Texico bought the Marshal, the Jaguar, and the engineer. The battlefield is Infinity's Mototronica terrain, which is 2 feet by 3 feet. I have set it up so there's elevated terrain in the middle with cover, which will surely be hotly contested. Turn 1. For initiative, CCC rolled 6 for the leader, 10 changed to an 8 for a demo, 5 changed to a 4 for the gunner. Texico rolled 2, changed to a 1 for the Marshal, 5 changed to a 4 for the Jaguar, and 1 for the engineer. The CCC demo takes its turn by moving up, followed by the leader, who moves up and take cover behind the container. The gunner moves up as well. The Texico Jaguar moves up and takes cover at the corner of the container. The Marshal follows up and takes cover behind the Jaguar. Finally, the engineer moves up. And that finishes turn 1. Turn 2. For initiative, CCC leader rolls 7, demo 6 changed to a 4, gunner 4 turned to a 3, Texico Marshal 6 turned to a 7, Jaguar 3 to a 4, and engineer 1. First, the Marshal bounds to the Jaguar. The CCC leader also tries his luck and bound to the demo. Unfortunately, he draws a trap token from the bag. He rolls a 3 and gets a stun trap, getting 2 stun tokens on him. The Texico Jaguar moves up and takes cover at the corner of the building. The CCC demo moves up to the other building. The Marshal, having his extra movement from the bound, rushes towards the other building. The gunner runs up to support the demo. Lastly, the Texico engineer advances and moves up 1 level to the top of the building. Turn 3. For initiative, the CCC leader rolled a 9, demo 2 changed to a 4, the gunner 5 changed to a 6. For Texico, the Marshal rolled a 10, Jaguar 7 to an 8, and the engineer rolled a 5. First, the Marshal snaps to cover and goes on Overwatch. On the CCC leader's activation, he removes a stun token. The Jaguar declares a move and shoot action, moves up 1 level, and shoots at the CCC demo. He needs 7 to hit, and hits once. The demo takes 1 blood and rolls for armor. He passes. The gunner declares a move and shoot, moves up 1 level, and shoots at the engineer. The template easily covers the engineer. She shoots, needing 5s to hit, and hits once. The engineer takes 1 blood and rolls on the armor. He fails. The engineer's armor is broken. Then the engineer returns fire on the gunner. The engineer needs 3s to hit and hits twice. The gunner takes 2 blood and rolls for 2 armor. She passes the first one and passes the second. The demo declares a move and shoot action. He moves up the level shoots at the engineer, needing 6 to hit. He hits twice and kills the engineer, ending turn 3. Turn 4. For initiative, the CCC leader rolled a 2, Demo 5 turned to a 7, the gunner 2 to a 3. For Texico, Marshal rolled a 5, and Jaguar 9 turned to a 10. The Jaguar activates and shoots at the gunner. He needs 6s to hit and failed to do any damage. The CCC Demo lobs a grenade between the Marshal and the Jaguar. It hits both of them. The Marshal takes a blood, and the Jaguar takes a blood. The Marshal passes his armor check, and the Jaguar fails it. The Marshal declares a move and shoot action, moves up the building, and splits his shots between the gunner and the Demo, needing 5s to hit. He hits the Demo and hits the gunner. The gunner is killed, and the Demo takes 1 more blood. He takes his armor check and passes. The leader activates and removes 1 more stun token. Turn 5. The initiative roll is CCC leader 1, Demo 10, Texico, Marshal 7, Jaguar 7 turned to an 8. The Demo once again lobs a grenade between the Marshal and the Jaguar. The Marshal now has 2 blood, and the Jaguar now has 2 blood. The Marshal tests for his armor break and passes. The Jaguar shoots at the Demo. He's within medium range, he needs 6s to hit, and hits once, killing the Demo. The Marshal declares an attack on the CCC leader. He needs 5s to hit, and hits twice, dealing 2 blood. The leader rolls his armor save and passes. The CCC leader retaliates and shoots at the Marshal. He needs 7s to hit, and hits once, killing the Marshal. Turn 6. For the initiative, CCC leader rolls a 1, and Texico, Jaguar, rolls a 1 and changes it to a 2. The CCC leader takes a risk and declares a move and shoot action. He moves up to the container and shoots at the Jaguar. He needs 9s to hit and fails. The Jaguar returns fire, needing 5s to hit. The Jaguar hits twice, killing the CCC leader and leaving him the last man standing. Hello again everyone, I hope you enjoyed that battle report. I might have had some miscalculations with the firing number, and for that I apologize. I remember having a mistake with the CCC leader's armor save. He should have 1 more armor save, but seeing that he saves on a 2 or more, I don't think that's going to affect him very much. What I learned from this one is Texico's traps are pretty nasty. Well, I took a risk with the CCC leader, seeing how the trap might work, but of course he took the stun, which basically took him out of the majority of the skirmish. And once he get back into the combat, it was pretty much too late. On the other hand, the Demo on the CCC side is probably the one of the MVP of this match, seeing that he basically dealt 6 blood all on his own. And I wasn't even using the personal ability. The CCC Demo has a heroic, which means if he is away from other models, then he would have +1. So now in this situation, he wouldn't have the bonus because he's near the gunner. But in a normal situation, he would have more, killing power just from the bonus. Now, I do have to criticize the terrain a little bit, seeing that it's just mostly either blocking line of sight or there's an elevated terrain. And just according to the rule as written, the MERC can just climb up onto the the buildings, which gives them a significant advantage. Now, the containers are not that much of a big deal because, once you go up on there, you don't have a cover. The buildings, on the other hand, they can pretty much go up from anywhere. So I might have to put a rule into the future that I can only go up the ladder from this point on. Not having a half the ER cover is a little bit limiting in that we can only hug the corner of the building or the containers. I feel like I didn't take enough advantage of the Texico, basically stopping the opponents from bounding, but they themselves can bound rather with impunity. Uh, as I said, I didn't take advantage of that, which means they are about as slow as the opponent, which is not something you want with Texico. For Texico, it looks like you just need to kind of rush to the position of advantage and, well, basically set yourself up to, fight the opponent from an advantageous position. And the opponent, of course, being afraid to bound, and I've seen some battle reports, and now I see why they're afraid to bound, will be stuck kind of, on the back foot. As you can see, I try to use Overwatch with the Texico Marshal, but now the only person could see was the leader. Now, I think one could argue that that pretty much stops the demo from peeking around and attacking him. Although in reality, it's probably more advantageous for him to go up to the building anyway. With the cover and the elevation. So that Overwatch was pretty pointless, unfortunately. I would like to try using the ACMs more in the future, with suppression as well. But I'm gonna have to see if I could really figure out how to really use them. I'm not really good with using them quite yet, and they're a pretty big part of MERCS, so it's pretty important for me to try to master them. As for the battle report itself, I do learn a lot from making this battle report. I never really have to edit any videos together, or never had any interest in doing any YouTube stuff. So I learned how to use a video editing software. I went through some YouTube videos, mainly miniature wargaming and some other tutorial that teaches you how to make video battle reports. And I basically mimic the format from Wargamer Girl, and I think it turned out okay. I think my lighting was pretty bad, which means everything is just kind of this yellowish glow from my living room. One more thing I have to say is I am not used to listening to my own voice, and this has been really, really weird for me, especially when I have to format and record and re-record and just listen to my voice over and over again. It's kind of really weird. Well, that's it for me. Please let me know what you like or what you don't like about this battle report, and I'll try my best to, improve it in the future. Now, making one of these does take a while, so, I have to see if I have the time to make all of these. This year and probably next year, I've been running my own business, so I'll be relatively busy. I'll try to spare any time I could to, make more of these if there's enough demand for it. Well, thank you very much for tuning in for this one, and I hope to see you again next time.